What's good, y'all? Today we finna watch Near Death Experience. She's saying that when she died or whatever, she came back. She seen that life never stopped. So she's saying basically there's reincarnation. Y'all tell me how y'all feel in the comments. Like, comment, subscribe to the channel for more videos like this for YouTube. For Twitch, what's good? Y'all watching me live do it right now. You know what I'm saying? This for later on when I post this on YouTube, my little introduction. But like I said, y'all tell me how y'all feel about it. I don't know. I believe in God or whatever. And I ain't gonna say in whatever because there ain't no in whatever. I believe in God. And what I was finna say is, I just don't know if it is reincarnation or, you know what I'm saying? Nobody know. You just gotta believe in a higher power though, because it is stuff that happened and they believe in higher. So if I'm not gonna talk y'all head off, like, comment, subscribe. About to get into it right now.
Went over to do my life review. My life was being shown to me like slides. All of my frames came together and then just disappeared. You were standing in front of the mirror of truth in that moment. That, wow, my heart has missed a lot of
Some
what
places
love
that I live
is.
at
On that
don't got no cookout. I live in a city with a cookout. Chill on.
other side, I could see what love was, and I could see that love didn't have a hierarchy. I could see that life and love were the same thing. There is life in the plant, it's the same exact life in a person, it's the same exact life in an animal. It's life. I'm not talking about levels of consciousness. I'm saying life. The majority of us, I can't speak for everybody, but I know what the majority of us are doing here. We were taught that this is love, and it's not. Whatever we're taught love is not what love is.
Do you really know what love
Andrea, your near-death experience was actually very recent, almost 1 year ago exactly. Can you tell me what was going on in the days kind of leading up to your near-death experience?
So it was
Hurry up and go for the green. You're right, John. It's easy to go for the green on Moto Casino. They have over 600 styles of games to choose from.
So it was January 15th,
Yeah.
2024, and I was pregnant, and I started just getting some cramping, and then I started spotting, and so my husband took me to the hospital, and we're in emergency, and we told them like what was going on, and I started getting like contractions, like very, I could time them basically, right?
Contractions is when you about to have the baby, ain't it?
And so we said, okay, we know what's happening. So this is obviously not good. And we ended up waiting for a very long time, like hours, 3.5 hours exactly.
Damn.
And so finally, when I was seen, it was too, it was already, I guess I would say too late to really intervene in any way. And so I ended up having that
Women like this so beautiful, bro. But anyway,
miscarriage, and that is what led to me hemorrhaging. And so I was dismissed from the hospital, but before leaving, I went to the washroom, and that's where I had like the first experience. Like that's when it started happening. So the first thing I realized was like my hands and my feet were getting numb. They were cold, and then all of a sudden I couldn't feel them. I couldn't feel the floor. I couldn't feel, and I just.
You couldn't feel the floor, your feet and hands was numb. It's crazy, bro. That would have been a crazy feeling.
Kind of made my way out of the washroom. I found my husband was waiting outside for me, and then I just like collapsed into his arms. And there was a chair near there, so he put me to like rest on the chair, and he called for help. But while that was happening, I went into this place that I always describe it like it felt like I was at the bottom of like a sea, like a very, like an ocean. There was nothing else down there except for me, is all I could see. And it was just total darkness. But when I looked up,
Total darkness felt like water. It was only you. That sound like a womb, don't it? So that don't sound like a womb. Total darkness. Felt like water all around. It's only you.
I could see like there was a light. It really felt like it was like moonlight, you know, like that sort of way, how if you're like under the water, you could see the, you know, the light from above coming in. And I just wanted to go towards it. So I started going towards this light that was up there, and I could see like it looked like waves, you know? So that's what made me feel as if I was underwater, because there was no actual feeling of water, but just the waves gave that feeling.
Yeah.
And it reminded me of that. And so I tried to go through the waves to the other side, because on the other side, I could actually see my husband. I knew that that was the realm where he was, where the hospital was, everything. And I just couldn't go through. I couldn't go through that barrier. And I remember, although I couldn't see what was in the hospital, I knew that there was like a
But I wonder what happened and that they missed. Cause like if she was going to the well she said washroom or bathroom before it was time for her to slide, and then she all of a sudden died. It's something they missed while they were running them tests. That something was wrong with her and they didn't know. And they were sending her home. She would have died at home.
male nurse coming down the hall. I knew he was talking to two female nurses. I couldn't see them. They weren't in where I was, but I could see into that place. And so I remember just trying to get over a few times. I tried my best to go through this barrier, and it was just draining like all of my energy. I just could not get through. And eventually I just got so tired that I just, you know, kind of gave up and I sunk back down. And when I went back down, I don't remember anything about what was down there other than I started hearing the nurse's voice, you know, oh, are you back now? Are you back now? And I remember seeing like my eyelids just, you know, like from the inside, almost like when you're waking up, started doing like that. And then I came back like fully aware. And that's when they put me like on a stretcher and stuff and brought me into another room and checked my pressure. And then soon after that, I was sent home. That was it. No other checking or anything, you know, just sent home and then just given some.
Her feet and hands was numb. She was on the bathroom floor, died. And these folks said, oh, you back? Put her in another room. Like, oh, you good. Go ahead and go home, shorty.
Instructions, like if it happens again, just
She
put
must ain't said nothing.
your feet up, you know, type of stuff. And so that was it. So we're like, okay, I guess this is normal, right? So we went home and
You guess that's normal. Shorty, your feet and hands was numb. You couldn't feel the floor. You died and went to a barrier of water that you couldn't get through. It was like two different dimensions. You told that's regular. You didn't tell them doctors what just happened to you, bro. Come on now. That's crazy.
so that was now the 16th because it was like midnight. And then so my husband, like we went. My husband, like we went, I was on the couch, like laying down. He was making something, you know, in the kitchen for me. And then I just started feeling, you know, like I'm passing way too much blood. Like now this is irregular. And I mean, I won't get into the graphics, you know, the graphic details, but it was like any woman would know, like this is not
Yeah, this ain't regular.
normal in any way. And so, you know, so he said like, well, maybe we should move to the bedroom so you could be more comfortable. And I remember like I didn't even, I just attempted to raise myself. And immediately I was like, I felt like all the darkness, like everything that happened to me before, it felt like it was all happening again. And so I just said, babes, it's happening again. And then he ran to me and I remember holding on to the couch just to like, you know, hold on to something because I could feel my spirit just going, you know? And so I held on to the couch and that's when I slipped into the other side. And I don't even know what to call it, spirit realm, other side, whatever. But I would be going back and forth. Like I could share this with you. When I went over like to do my life review, I remember the place I was, it was just darkness, and it's not a scary darkness. Some people think like, oh, it was dark, you know, then that's a bad place. Like, no, it's not. So we are the light. We are actually the light. We're in this place, and then so my life was being shown to me like slides just coming in front of me like this.
Slides. It's crazy, bro. I mean, you will see when you were little, like you won't remember. You probably won't remember the little part. Like you probably see stuff that you don't remember, and then stuff that you do remember. It's crazy, bro. People you'll see. That's
It's like just very quickly. and I could see like the beginning of my life, and it was like each little slide, those were like light frames. Each slide had like something was happening at some point in my life, and another slide will come, and another slide, like almost like events, almost, right?
Yeah.
And so, but it was from my birth all the way until that present
I did put
time.
my nose on it.
And I knew what was supposed to happen, right? Like, okay, yep, this is it. And I'm going through and I'm feeling this sense of confidence, right? Like, because I know that I did well, I'm like, okay, this is good, this is good. And then I know the next step is where, we kind of, and this is the only way I've thought so much over the past 12 months, like, is there a better way to explain this? And there's absolutely, I can't think of a better way. It just felt like my life was going to be weighed or like measured. Like all these frames came together and I knew, okay, this is the time. This is like where we wait, like see what it's, what it's worth, almost sort of a thing. And then what I thought was going to happen didn't happen. Instead of it being measured and then the next, portion happened, all of my frames came together and then they just kind of collided and then just disappeared. Okay, nothing. And I remember thinking, oh, that's not supposed to happen. Like that's never happened before. Like what is this? This is a new thing.
She talking about this ain't never happened before. So this your first time? You feel me?
And then I thought to myself, oh, maybe it's because, I thought I did so well, but I know that all of these things I saw that I did so well in was because I was moving through the spirit, right? I saw, all of these different things, different ways I've helped people and all of this stuff. And I just thought, okay, it's because that was Most High, that was God, the Spirit of God using my vessel to do these wonderful things. So I guess that's why it doesn't really equate for much, for me, because it wasn't necessarily me doing it, in that sense. And so, but then I had the thought of, well, no, what about being a vegetarian?
There's power in the word no. At University of Phoenix, there's no application fee, entrance exam, or obligation to enroll. We'll even request.
What? Being a vegetarian?
Being a vegetarian. I know that was me. I know that I did that because I felt the difference.
Sure,
difficulty in it, I feel like the times when I've done things that have been really amazing, it wasn't difficult at all because it really just felt like I was just being a vessel for spirit. But being a vegetarian,
I see what you mean by that though. When I do good stuff for people, I'm feeling good. Like I be more happy than more majority of other time, like regular times. Like when I give people something, I be happy for real. Like
that was something that I actually had to, like, I guess I had to accomplish that, right? Like the temptation to eat certain things and whatever the case is. And I was like, well, wait a minute, that should be worth something. I had that thought. Come on, that's points or something. Like that's something. And as soon as I had that thought, the next thought in my head, which I would say is my consciousness, was
like, how she having thoughts if she did though? I don't get it. Your spirit, I feel like your spirit is what give you is your thoughts. So I feel like she's still thinking. But your spirit ain't dead, so you can't, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know.
Like, well, that's exactly why. That's exactly why it's not worth anything. Because look at what you're thinking. You're thinking that it should be worth something.
Yeah, fact.
And, we have an idea, like I think most people have an idea if you were, raised in any sort of religion, we think of like the judgment day, when we're going to meet God. And what that experience showed me is that we are not going to be judged by God. There's no reason for God to judge us because our consciousness,
Boy, them church folks ain't gonna like that one, boy. They ain't gonna like that one, boy. You feel me? She on something.
Part in us that knows why we did everything we did. It doesn't matter how much we may want to lie to ourselves about why we're doing this or saying that. It's there. And so it's our own consciousness that is going to literally be the judge. I'm not saying that God can't judge. I'm saying that there's no need for God to judge because we can't lie to ourselves when we're on that other side, right? Absolutely. You're standing in front of the mirror of truth. There is no lying to yourself. You couldn't even try if you wanted to. You're just faced with the truth of who you are and everything. So there's no need, you know? And so I realized that before I could even, think another thought, my own consciousness was like, but look at what you're thinking right then. And I had nothing to say other than, wow, yeah, my heart, wasn't in the right place. Maybe in the beginning it was, because at that point I had been a vegetarian. Actually, I was a vegan for 9 years, and then I was vegetarian for.
Wait, so she thought being a vegetarian was like, oh, I'm doing something. I'm a vegetarian. Oh, see, I ain't know she was one of them type. I mean, you a vegetarian, cool, you feel me? You don't make you better, or, you know what I'm saying? I don't know.
So it was a period of 12 years altogether, but back to back, 9 years, and then vegetarian. And in the beginning, maybe my heart was in the right place, but then by the end of it, it was kind of like, okay, you're part of a club, almost like it's another type of religion, in a sense. It became, I'll say it becomes like that because there's like virtue signaling and all the different things, right? You get like, I don't know, some form of, oh, wow, you've been a vegan for that many years? Like, that's great, And so then even if people want to no longer be vegan or vegetarian, they don't want to let go of how far they've come, like all the years under their belt, right? And then so eventually you just forget maybe why you even became, a
It
vegetarian.
ain't about health no more. It ain't about, you know what I'm saying? It ain't about, like, people become police officers and then become dirty. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't about protect and serve no more. It was just, I got power now. Now it's I got power under my belt. You know what I'm saying? First 2 years, you was a bike cop. You know what I mean? You speeding. It could have been a kid in the road. You know what I'm saying? You thinking about the kids. Now you 6, 7, 8 years in. You trying to do every drug bust in the city because you know they got paper, guns and stuff in there. You trying to get your little split. It ain't about. You know what I'm saying? It don't be the same. I get what you're saying.
Or a vegan, and it gets polluted is what I'm trying to say. And I'm not saying this is for everybody, but I could say for me it just became just something I just did, right? Like, okay, it's like set. I don't eat this, I don't eat that, I don't eat there, I don't buy products. I didn't have to think about it anymore, so it was just like on autopilot, right?
Sure.
My heart didn't have to be like present because just do these things, right? That's what I mean when I said it's almost like a religion. Like you could get just into the ritual of it, or the routine of it, and you're missing the heart of it every day, every action, right? And that's what I learned in that moment, that wow, my heart has missed a lot of what love is, because in the beginning I became plant-based because of my love for animals and not.
Ever wondered what your home looks like from space?
No.
Enter your address and get a 360-degree satellite view of your home right now. See
or animals and not wanting to harm them for my own, benefit. But then on that other side, I could see what love was, and I could see that love didn't have a hierarchy. I could see that life and love were the same thing, and that there is life in the plant is the same exact life in a person, is the same exact life in an animal. It's life. I'm not talking about levels of consciousness. I'm saying life, right? Life, what makes us alive is the same thing that makes us alive. Everything alive, everything living, everything living is because of the same force. We may have different levels of consciousness, but it's
That's facts. I get, like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, the plants made from the same force as humans, you know what I'm saying? Let's go ahead, y'all.
The life within all of us,
Explain that.
the same
I got a
life. And I
minute,
saw
so-
that very clearly, that that life was love. And so when I came back, I looked at everything different, right? I couldn't view an
I
animal.
forgot that she was talking about an NDE. Shorty got on the vegetarian stuff. She forgot to tell us how she died on the chair, went to the hospital, and all that.
The life of an animal greater than of the life of a plant, greater than the life of a person. It just totally, because I understood that it's love keeping everything alive. It's love, right? And yeah, it just made me have a deeper respect for all of life, all of life. And I know that that's hard for some people to understand, which is why I specify we're not talking about different levels of consciousness. Because if you take the life of a plant, you're taking the life of a plant, you take the life of an animal. That's what you're taking. You're taking life from these things. You're not taking their consciousness, you're taking their life. It's life that keeps us, we have to take life to keep living. That's the state.
You gotta take life to keep living. Alright, I'm about to ask y'all something. Don't counsel me. But she said you gotta take life to keep living. Like, is that why Army, Navy can do what they do? Because if they don't, we won't live. Or say like somebody kill a rapist or something. Yeah. Is it justified because, you know what I'm saying?
Of where we're at. It's that cycle of you're taking life. And it's like we love to fool ourselves to feel greater, to feel better about ourselves for whatever the reason. But the truth is that we are constantly taking life to keep living. And we constantly give life also.
Yeah.
And that's just the cycle of it all. And it may seem tragic to some people, it may seem sad, but that is life. We live, and there really is no dying in that sense, because your life just goes towards another form of life. If you understand what I mean. Like I would go into that realm, see something, hear something, experience something, then come back into this realm. When I came back, I remember he was like on the phone with 911, trying to get someone to come here.
You ain't told us nothing you seen back there. Now you keep talking about life, love, life. Shorty, you ain't telling us nothing. Only thing you told us was the screen jumps. You going your story all over the place, Shorty. I can't even keep up. I'm about ready to get off of you.
Then I would go back in and I would come back. This just happened, a few times. And then finally it got to the point where I was so
Boy, get your stuff in that car home and know why you come over to the festival.
weak is the best way to put it. I was just so weak in this realm. Like on the other side, I'm fine. But when I come here, it's like, I could feel like I don't have any more strength to hold on. And then finally I said to him, like, I'm going, like I can't hold on anymore. Like, this is it. And I knew that that was it. Like that last moment, that was it. And I told him, and I wanted to record a message for my children. And we have 5 children. So I wanted to leave something, because they were in bed right at this time. So I wanted to leave something for each of them. And he got out his phone and he recorded, I left a message for each of them. And so
You had enough time. You just said you was finna die. You felt it was the moment. You had enough time to leave a message for all 5 of your kids, bro. He pulled out his phone. So you telling me ain't nobody go to no hospitals, nothing. You will leave a message. Come on, Joe.
I said to him, we just have to pray, pray that I will be able to get sent back into my body, because I knew that, that was it. And I felt like that was the only way. We gotta, talk to Most High and see if we both ask and I think maybe we could get that answered. And so he said, okay. And as soon as he agreed, I just went to the other side. When I was over there, I got a clear understanding, and I'm like, whatever I was doing here and whatever we are doing here, the majority of us, I can't speak for everybody, but I know what the majority of us are doing here. We were taught that this is love, and it's not. Whatever we're taught love is not what love is. And so I wanted to come
Why do she keep going back to love, girl? We want to know what you seen over there.
back to get a chance to actually love, because when I was there, I remembered you were supposed to come here to love. That's what you wanted to come to earth to do. And I was like, I didn't do it. I did all this other stuff and I didn't do it. And so
On me, I get that part right though. Cause I know I ain't come to love.
I just wanted to come back to get a chance to do that, right? Now that I had a complete memory of it. And that's why when I was praying and I was saying, just, I see it now, I remember, I had forgotten. Just send me back so I can do it. And that's why I was sent back. I know in the deepest part of me that that's the only reason. Because when I was standing there, again, in the presence, is just the best way I could put it. When I was standing there in the presence of Most High, it literally was like I was waiting for an answer. I knew that what my heart wanted was to go back and to love. And I knew that the only way I would be able to go back into my body was if this person, this being, this force that gives permission, that controls life that we are all existing in, to put it that way, right? Is if that intelligence knew